Wow, hello everybody. Hello, hello. I'm thrilled to be with you. Happy, beautiful, gorgeous day. I am in just a crazy, crazy mood today. I'm feeling so excited to be with all of you. My kids are like, what is up with mom today? I'm just thrilled to be here, thrilled that my back is feeling so good and I'm just feeling healthy and so happy. So I'm just delighted because I want to talk to you about failures. This is really important because a lot of times we make ourselves wrong when we try diets, we try weight loss programs, and they don't work so great. Do you ever do that? And so, I want to see if I can see the comments. I want to make sure I can see all your comments today. Hold on. Make sure we can see those. So comment to me and let me see if I can see your comments because I want to make sure I can see them. It really bugs me when I can't see what's going on with all of you guys. So comment to me and let me know. So let's talk about, so I'm just going to write in comment and you guys let me know if you can see me today. Okay. I want to make sure I can see all of those comments coming through. Okay, so I got my notes today. We're going to be talking about, here's what we're doing. We are talking about how your weight loss failures reveal how you should be slimming down. Here's what I mean by this. Have you ever, I don't know about you, but I did Weight Watchers years and years and years ago. I was in high school and I went to Weight Watchers and I remember going there and then being on a certain points and then I had to fill out certain boxes and then I would be really 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 quote unquote good before weighing in and then I would weigh in and didn't matter if I did great or if I did terribly, I would then go after the meeting and go binge, go overeat. The pressure to me, just like I like the constriction, be good, be good, be good, be good. And then the embarrassment of weighing myself in front of somebody else and everything that my head did about that needed a release. And so it released itself by I chose to binge, right? I can't say anything else. That was my choice. That's what I did. Now, I had an option, just like you. I had an option to either change the way I thought about Weight Watchers and the work I was doing there, or so I had to choose my thinking in a different way, or I had to choose my action in a different way. I want to know how many of you relate to going to Weight Watchers or somewhere and just feeling really resistant or feeling like you have to be good, you have to be so good, and then all of a sudden you're like, I need to rebel. Or you just find yourself really going into a binge state afterwards. Hi, Beth. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Paula. So good to see you guys. Hello, everybody who's calling and coming in from your phone. So happy to see you. So, how many of you can relate to that? Where you try something and you're trying to do it because you want to lose weight, but one of the tactics inside of the program or the way of being is not working for you. And so you rebel. And so that was my way of rebelling. So there was two things, and that was my way of releasing that energy. And so inside of that experience, there were some really powerful things that I learned. One, I didn't want to be weighed every single week in front of somebody. That wasn't a strategy that made me feel very good. Two, a lot of times charting and the points and all of that was actually too much food than what my body actually needed for me. So that didn't work very well. And three, I learned that I wanted to lose weight, but I could do it in a way where what worked better for me was having foods that were both physically and psychologically satisfying. That if I put too many shoulds and have tos and musts in place, I was going to rebel by binging or going the opposite. And lastly, what I learned was that by having things like good and bad, good foods, bad foods, good you lost weight this week, bad you didn't this week. You did a good job this week. Star you from the other, for the woman weighing myself, or you didn't do as well this week. Those were things that made a difference to my weight, to my mind, to how I was going to be able to lose weight and keep it off. So I want you to consider that the opportunities you have in front of you when you're trying to lose weight and something isn't working, I want you to instead see it as an opportunity to have it's like your internal. I don't know if you've ever watched or heard anything from like Abraham Hicks. And they talk about your internal guidance system. We have this guidance system, and I believe all of us have that, whether you believe in Esther Hicks or any of that or not. We have this what's called intuition that guides us. And each of us has to find, each of you needs to find your internal guidance system. And when something doesn't feel right, you listen to that. You don't make yourself wrong. You don't make it bad. You don't make it mean anything negative about you, but you instead listen to that. You are not a failure when you fail at diets. The diet is not the right, or some aspect of that diet or program is not the right thing for you. What is? So I want you to consider two things. Two things today when you think about failure and you think about your previous diets or what you're doing right now to lose weight. And I want you to think about two things. If you could stop making failures mean that you are bad or wrong or can't follow through or lazy or whatever you're telling yourself, and instead tell yourself that it's an opportunity for success and it's an opportunity for learning. What if you had just those two options? I'm either going to be successful or I'm going to learn. And I learned that weighing in front of somebody else wasn't something that worked for me. That point wasn't something that worked for me. That belittling myself, I felt belittled when I would act in a way like a child, that was not going to work for me. I wanted something that felt for me normal, healthy. That's when I tuned in and turned to naturally thin people. What do you do? I asked naturally thin people, what do you do to stay thin? How do you live? How do you act? How do you think? Thinking differently, responding to myself differently, honoring my body differently. That to me made the most sense. That to me made me feel alive and healthy and quote unquote normal, and then allowed my body to lose weight. But the failures, those times where I restricted sugar, I restricted carbs, I did cleanses, I did the equivalent of what is popular now. When I would do some of those things, some of those aspects of those things I really liked, but other aspects I didn't like and I rebelled against. So I want you to ask yourself, what is it that you like? And what is it that you are rebelling against? Because that's giving your life, your body, your inner guidance system information. And that's so pivotal and critical for you to listen to. And a lot of times we just make it mean we're wrong or we're lazy or we don't have motivation or the stamina or we can't do this. And it's BS. It's not true. It's that you actually do have something inside of you that's telling you otherwise, that this isn't something that really works for you, that feels very good for you, that needs to be something that you continue to do. In other words, we've got to make a change. What would feel better? So I want you to ask yourself two questions, okay? I have these two questions that I wrote out for you that I want you to think about. What if you started to ask yourself this? What is the lesson that my relationship with food is teaching me today? I want to take a moment and think about that. Just take a big deep breath and just kind of center you and connect and just join me here. All right. And I want you to think about this question really, like in your day, the day you're having right now. What is the lesson that my relationship with food is teaching me today? Now, I can tell you one of mine is that I love variety. I love freedom. I love choice. If you told me that I was going to eat the exact same thing every single day, I would go bonkers nutty. It is part of my personality type. I want freedom, choice, options. So I know that about my relationship with food. What lesson is your relationship with food right now, today, teaching you? If you just overate, what happened? What was going on? Did you go unconscious? Do you overeat on certain foods? Why? Are you somebody like me who works at home and then lunch comes and then do you find yourself overeating at lunch because you don't want to go back to work? That's a lesson. It's not a failure. It means there's something in that afternoon time, something in that lunch experience that needs to be expanded. If you're looking for something else in your lunches during the day, go for a walk, go watch a show, read a book, get inspired, look at your love list, look at your vision for yourself, do something, because what it is your life is telling you, something isn't working. That's why you keep overeating every lunch, because you don't want to get back to work yet. So what do you want to do? Some of you tell me you just love food so much. The problem is you just love food so much. But then when you sit down to eat it for lunch or dinner, you're not even tasting it. You're checked out. So what that really tells me is you want to be numbed out. You're wanting breaks. You're wanting moments to just zone out, not think, not feel. So go bask in the sunlight on your porch, go take a walk, do something to give you that numbing out. What other way? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see that these quote unquote failures, where you overeat or you turn to food or you get in a fight or something happens and you have a conflict and then you start eating, it's not the food, it's the conflict that you've got to get better at. That's when I say your conflicts, your failures are guiding you towards actually creating the life that you want and having the weight loss that you want if you listen to them. But you got to be listening. You've got to know. You can't be keep telling yourself that you're wrong and that you're a failure. That's not working. That's never going to work. But if you instead you see it as opportunity to learn and you go, why did I do that? What was going on there? That's really interesting that when my kids come home at night, I want to just eat. I find that I just want to turn to food. Why? What's going on with your relationship with your children, with your relationship with your partner, with your relationship with your husband, with your relationship with family that needs your attention? Do you see this? Do you see why there aren't failures? There are just opportunities to be explored. And some of you are making it you're wrong. I can't stick to a diet. No, you're a free personality and you want to be fiery and have choice and options and have fun and play, and you can do all of that and listen to your body and lose weight. It's available to you. You don't have to choose one or the other. You can have great quality foods and you can have some not so great quality of foods and still lose weight. I see it every single day. So what if your failures were just opportunities? And the second question I want you to ask yourself is, what is there to learn and grow from this experience? So let's say you overeat or you find yourself checked out or you find yourself late at night wanting to numb out in front of the TV with food, something sweet. Okay. And then you go, okay, and let's say you have that. Then I want you to ask yourself, in understanding and learning and exploring that situation, what is there to learn and grow from this experience of overeating, numbing out in front of the TV? What is there to learn about it? Maybe it's that you want something a little bit sweet every night. Okay, is that working for your weight loss? Is that working for your body? How can we incorporate that? How can we make that easy? How can we make that doable for you? That also creates weight loss. See, you don't have to give up. You don't have to make yourself wrong. You don't have to label yourself as a failure. I see some of my clients say to me things like, I'm starting over today. I've been bad this weekend, like for Thanksgiving. I was bad this weekend. I'm starting over. No, you're not. Just focus on what you want to do. What would you like to learn? What did you learn about the weekend? And then let's just take action. You don't have to start over. You just start right now. Start right now listening to your body. All you have to do to get into weight loss right now is wait until you feel hungry again. That's it. And go do other things in your life that are fun and playful and enjoyable. That's it. That's all you have to do. Stop focusing on all the failures and telling yourself you're wrong, you're bad. When I did my podcast that just came out, this last podcast, what I want you to all realize is that you can have fun and play. You do not have to make yourself wrong and bad. Got to start looking at what does food and body freedom mean to you. And a lot of times you don't define it. You don't define what it means. You just tell yourself that you're wrong and you're bad and you should know better. BS. You're not wrong. You're not bad. You shouldn't know better. What it is telling you is something's going on in your relationship with food that needs some attention, that needs some coaching, that needs some addressing, that needs a voice, that needs to be seen in your life. You know, that's the cool thing with coaching, with the work we do here, is that it's just about making it seen, bringing to light some of these things that are in the darkness, because we don't want to face them. We don't want to look at them. We're sick of looking at them, right? But that's exactly what we need to do to heal, to transform it. I had a client yesterday who said to me, you know what? I went on vacation and I told myself that I deserve it. Now, I don't have that same conversation with myself, and it's not a conversation I personally want to have with myself. But she did. She said, I feel like I deserved it. And I said, do you want to keep having that conversation with yourself? Is that a phrase you want to have? Yes, I want to keep telling myself that I deserve food. I deserve it. I'm on vacation. I deserve it. I said, okay, and how does it feel to feel that way, that you just deserve it? She was like, oh, it feels so good. I can let go. I could just and I could feel her just letting go. Because on one hand, she was fighting with this thought, I deserve it. I deserve to go on vacation. I deserve to go eat. I deserve it. And then I said, okay, well, if you're going to tell yourself, then don't be upset that when your weight goes up and down. Are you open to just letting it back go and just knowing that your weight is going to go up and down? Because you're going to tell yourself you deserve it and you're going to eat. She's like, yeah, I'm okay with that. It's okay. Because I don't do it that often. And it's okay. And all of a sudden I said, okay. And so then what do you think you'll choose next time? And she's like, I don't know. But I don't feel this tension anymore. She let go of the tension in that moment, the fight inside of her head that said, I shouldn't think this. I shouldn't feel this way. This is bad to think this. I should really feel like I should, right? And she just let it go. How many of you are having full-on conversations during your meals and with yourself about yourself and your body all day long? Let me ask you, what conversation would you like to be having? Are you having that conversation? Why don't you start practicing that conversation instead? Why don't you start being that person instead and stop engaging in this crazy conversation that there's something wrong or that you're broken or that you're a failure or that you can't lose weight or you can't do this or that it's so hard and it's so difficult? Why don't you stop that? And instead, just trust your body. And when your body kind of goes a little haywire and does a little something funky, or you eat something that gives you a lot of inflammation, or something happens, you go, whoa, okay, let me learn. That's when you're asking yourself these two questions. What's the lesson that my relationship with food is teaching me today? And what is there to learn and grow from this experience? What would happen then? Because if I would have kept going down the same route of depriving myself every time I did that, every time I told myself no sugar, no dairy, no, 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 all I did was gain more weight. Because for me, there was an equal and opposite binge on the other side. When I tell myself no, my brain goes boop, 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 boop into an explosion of yes. So for me, finding for me what works better is saying yes. You can have those foods when you're hungry. Have foods that make you feel both psychologically and physiologically satisfied, Marna, so that you get both. You get a meal that tastes delicious and feels really good inside of your body, works well for your body. When those two things for me are working, I feel great and I have energy and I can keep going and there's not weight gain and things are just woohoo. But you have to find what it is for you. And there are a million programs and a million people out there who are shedding different tactics and strategies. What I don't want you to do is feel like a failure with any of them. What I want you to do instead is learn what works for you and your body. Learn from your body, learn from your mind, and see when you're resistant, why? What is it that you need? What is that directing you to do versus forcing yourself to do it? There's a lot of great information. You're brilliant. You know this material. You know that there's stuff in there. Start allowing, instead of you to think about these failures as learning opportunities. Learn. How does it feel to just be in the space of learning? Share with me, how does it feel to be in the place of just learning when things don't go the way you anticipated? If Thanksgiving didn't go the way you anticipated, what did you learn? Huh. If tonight you're like, oh my goodness, tonight I have this plan and here's what I'm going to do and I'm going to stop when I'm satisfied and I know this is going to work. And let's say it goes a little bit haywire. Okay, learn. But stop telling yourself you're a failure, you can't lose weight, you can't do this. It's just BS. It's not true. You can. Are you willing to? Are you open to? Are you open to have a moment of just reflecting really, really quickly? Yeah. Sometimes you're right, Beth. Being willing to look at the hard truth of some of these answers is what will direct you. It's what directed me to go, you know what, Marna? You don't feel very comfortable weighing yourself in front of somebody. It feels humiliating to you. Stop doing it. We can find a different strategy. Or Marna, drinking all your calories all day long, like with a med fast or something. No, not going to do it. Marna, you're not going to do shots. Marna, you're not going to do a big old cleanse for the purpose of losing weight. If you want to add some cleansing soups and bone broth and teas and things like that into your current diet to help you move things through your body, fantastic. If my body's giving me signals that, wow, it's a little constipated, or, oh, I'm not very hydrated today, which I feel like I should drink some more water. Like, great, I'll listen to those signals. But when I go weeks without having food, like I've done in the past, I binge because my brain doesn't like it. Your brain might do the same thing. So start to notice what it is that your little oops moments are leading you towards. Now, I'm not shaming any program. I really want to say that. I'm just talking about my experience. What felt right for me. I've seen people do extremely well with Weight Watchers. Absolutely, on all different types of programs. That is not what I at all mean. What I mean is that each of you have to find what works for you. And if you keep trying the same thing and you keep quote unquote failing or feeling like a failure by doing that same thing, it's time to knock it off. And it's time to look at what is it that you actually don't align with that needs to be adjusted. I just kept thinking, oh, well, this is going to be the strategy, or this is going to be the thing. Oh, this is my mom's a life member, or this, like, I'll just do this. Wait, no, this isn't my strategy. My strategy looks really different. And that's not to say that Weight Watchers or any of these other programs can't work. It's just that for me, I know what I need. And I like to share that insight with all of you so that you get what you need out of your journey to slim down and feel healthy and feel alive and live in a body that you feel comfortable in. You do you, and you learn from your failures. Stop telling yourself otherwise. Stop allowing a bad day to take you down. Start using a bad moment to build you up and learn from it so that you get stronger, better, and lead your body to health. Lead your mind to health. Okay? So, what I want you to take away from all of this is pretty simple. You're awesome. Your body's awesome. You're smart. Your body's so smart. Let your body work with your mind and work together. And when something doesn't feel right, when something feels off for you, understand that. Ask yourself why. Look at it and adjust it. And from there, you will fall into the best health, a program that really feeds your heart, your soul, your mind. You'll lose weight and you'll have the strong mental confidence of knowing that, your strategy is a phenomenal strategy that works for you. Okay? And if you need help, gosh, I would so love to help you. We've got the free weight loss course. Listen to all my podcasts that you want. And if you would like to sign up for my member community, while the price is so crazy low, you guys, it is not staying this way. We are building out an incredible membership community. But while it is in the stage that it's in, which is what was created by all of you amazing people who said to me, Marna, I want more. I want more coaching, more training. I want courses. Then sign up for the inner circle. Okay? Right now we're doing 8 weeks, 8 pounds down. We just did I'm actually really love the session we did on Monday about your inner dialogue and how it loves to take you out and what to do about it. And how giving compassion to that part of yourself, really looking at that part of yourself in a new way, will totally transform those moments where you're struggling. So we do a lot of really deep mental, spiritual, practical work inside of the inner circle, along with honoring our bodies. And I teach you what I learned from the Naturally Thin. So if you want access to that course and a bunch of other courses, get signed up. It's just $37 a month. I mean, talk about Weight Watchers. I think it's less than Weight Watchers was $11 back in 1992, something like that. 89. It's pretty much less than Weight Watchers to join. And you get a whole lot more. All right. So let me help you. And if I can help assist you to really transform your mind and lose weight, it would be my absolute 100% honor. All right, everybody, have an amazing day. Use any struggle you have today as a learning opportunity for growth and transformation. And then allow yourself to move and adjust in the direction that works better for you. All right, talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.